Hi and welcome to Ottawa English. I'm Angela. In this video we're going to look at speaking task 2 for CAEL. And the question we have is, do you think online degrees and on-site degrees have the same value? We have 60 seconds to prepare our response, and then we're going to speak for 90 seconds. It's really important that during that preparation time, you understand the question. What they're asking us is whether online degrees and on-site degrees are equal or not. In my mind, the value of those degrees depends on who you are. So I might say that if you're an employee, there are some networking opportunities and some high-level thinking opportunities that come from the discussions with my fellow students that make an on-site degree more valuable for me personally. But if I was an employer and I was hiring somebody, I could argue that the discipline, the self-management, and the adaptability that you need to complete an online degree give it a much higher value. As you prepare your response, you need to make sure that you've got an introduction where you paraphrase the question and give a high-level answer that includes 2 reasons. So if you think of being up at 10,000 feet in an airplane, and you look down at houses, but you can't really see any details. You can't see the windows and the doors. So you're just giving a very high-level idea of what you're going to talk about. Then you talk about the first main idea, and you give some explanations and supporting details. Then you do the same for your second main idea, and then you answer the question in your conclusion. So this is my response, and I start with an introduction that says, assuming the 2 degree holders have similar backgrounds and workplace experience and have completed the same degree from a reputable university, my feeling is that the value their degrees hold is different for employers and employees. Then I talk about my first main idea. From the employee's perspective, a brick and mortar degree leaves them better prepared for the workplace because of the constant and ongoing interaction with both peers and potential employers. On-site degrees are accompanied by many events that potential employers attend, whereas online degrees offer far fewer networking opportunities, which is so critical to securing a job after those degrees are awarded. And then I go to my second main idea. From the employer's perspective, online degrees may be more attractive because of their inherent demand for discipline, self-management, and adaptability. Employers really value these competencies, which are rarely as well developed in their on-site counterparts. And then I conclude. All told, my feeling is that the value of online and on-site degrees varies depending on whether you're an employer or a student about to enter the workforce, because of the different demands and opportunities that accompany each one. So as you think about your response, keep in mind that you need to be quick. Settle on your 2 main ideas very, very quickly. That 60 seconds ticks past really, really fast. You can pick up some structural points by separating your response into an introduction, 2 main ideas, and a conclusion. Ideally, you'd use first and second, but what I've done here with from the employee's perspective and from the employer's perspective, and then all told for my conclusion, serves the same purpose. It gives the examiner something to follow. So even if I make some mistakes in my grammar, she's able to follow the structure and the organization of my ideas. You want to make sure that you've finished developing each main idea with examples and details before you move on to the next one, because those examples and details are part of your score. Throw in a sprinkling of phrasal verbs and common expressions. Use language efficiency techniques like parallels, relative clauses, and subordination. Those show that your language is at a higher level, and we'll take a look at them in a moment. Remember your tense endings. Things have to agree, and vary your sentence structure. And then finally, if you're running out of time and that line is almost at the end, but you still have a whole bunch of stuff to say, stop. Finish your sentence before that timer runs out and just drop your voice as if to say, that's it for now, folks. That way you'll pick up points for length. Even if you miss something in your completeness, you'll have the length. So let's take a look at that language efficiency and sentence variety, keeping in mind that subordinating conjunctions, which you can see right through here, and correlative conjunctions, which are very similar but in two parts, and relative clauses show that higher level of language. Okay, now some of these relative clauses are reduced, so a degree which is from a reputable university, the interaction which is constant and ongoing, and then on-site counterparts, the counterparts who are on site, and a student who is about to enter the workforce. So they're reduced relative clauses, but they are still relative clauses. I've also got participle up here. And I have a parallel. I've also got a gerund, and all of these things are showing that my language is at a higher level. The more color I can build into my response, the higher my score. I've also got these conjunctive adverbs. Those aren't strictly conjunctive, but they serve the same purpose as I mentioned earlier. They help the examiner to follow what I'm saying. And all told, or in conclusion, or finally, it's all good. For my tenses, you can see that I've got a present perfect, and then everything else is in the simple present. If you're preparing for your test and you need a little help, give me a call at 613-614-6460 or email me, angela@ottawa-english.com. Keep in mind that working with a tutor turns your passive learning into active learning, targets the things that matter. It's amazing how quickly your language can improve when you're doing it with somebody who knows what's right. And it also saves you time trolling through YouTube. Best of luck if you're about to take your test. I hope you enjoyed my video. Bye-bye for now.